In this video, I will talk about AI implementation in your business and a framework I follow with businesses I work with when implementing AI. So when I think about AI implementation in businesses, I like to divide it into two different segments. The first segment involves internal processes and everything that the employees and executives do day to day. And the second one is the service or product facing the customers, facing the end user. So let's talk about the first one, all right? The distinction is important because the goal of each approach is different and the techniques will change. So let's focus on internal processes. In this area, the tools developed will be used by the company internally only for the internal usage. A good example is automatically creating reports of daily sales, right? The idea here is to format this data, analyze the data, and access it by an LLM. So it creates the reporting with extreme detail in natural language. But that's for internal processes. The main goal of implementing AI internally is to enhance productivity, automate processes as much as you can, and track your business data effectively, right? And I know it gets tricky because there are a lot of metrics to track. Marketing and sales performance, accounting, customer support, there are a lot of metrics, right? But tracking this data is important because that's how you identify where AI can be implemented to change the numbers, okay? So in simple words, if you save more time in your SOPs, your team can focus on other tasks that can't be automated and generate more revenue, all right? But you have to track your data. If you don't track it, you don't care. Secondly, talking about AI implementation in your product or services, okay? This takes a slightly different approach depending on the nature of your offer. If your product is software that has a core AI feature, well, you are likely implementing these techniques already, right, in your fine-tuned modules. So the goal here is to reduce the randomness of your answers and increase the effectiveness of your queries. Or, for example, let's say that you want to implement it in e-commerce. Well, we can implement the typical customer support chatbot with access to specific data so it can answer specific questions. Or if you want to create a personalized experience, you can track how your visitors interact with your website and change certain product placements based on this information. The point here is that everything created in this segment has an interaction with the end user. So you can think of it as a mini app for your users or customers. But it all depends on your specific business models, okay? There are a lot of ways to implement it, but next time when you work with your AI team, your agency, or your consultant, you can identify what the goal is and where it will be implemented in your business, okay? Everything is easier if you track your data, okay? So even if it's ugly data, it's better to clean it up instead of extracting it, okay? So this is the framework I use so I can identify where I can solve this specific problem and who is going to use the solution, okay? The automation, the LLM integration, or whatever is needed. But I already know where I will place and who is going to use this solution.